2019, a pandemic generated by the COVID-19 virus began, causing millions of deaths, as well as the increase in unemployment, which have been affecting different economic, operational, social, and health sectors, impacted industry worldwide, especially operation in tourism. This industry has taken biosecurity action and protocols for operational and economic reactivation as one of its main objectives in the transport of passengers, goods, mail among others, and of the other, then it is a great source of employment. The objective of this project is to describe real qualitative analysis the implementation of the biosecurity protocols for the service on board the aircraft of Copa Airlines during the pandemic to identify the scope, opportunity, shortcomings, needs, and results of the service obtained with this implementation. Therefore, will be able to generate possible solutions and or improvements in the executions of biosecurity protocols. Apart from hand washing, use of face masks, and social distances. Finally, this result will be resolved to have viability and effectiveness to our objectives, making readers have greater security when using these airlines.
Aeronautical reactivation in the phase of the pandemic has been presented a very extensive manner and stated by the International Air Transport Association IATA, and have announced that the industry faced the greatest challenge in the history of commercial aviation, reviving an industry that has mostly stopped operating across borders while ensuring that it is not a significant vector for to spread COVID-19. Is quite a strong challenge facing this sector since due to COVID-19, the economy is affected and the level of employment increase, taking into account that an operational return is sought and where the safety and welfare of passengers is the imposed. The Panamanian airline Copa Airlines, as of August 7 of 2020, began its reactivation with 2% in domestic flights in the limit way to the city, emerging from Tacoma International Airport to some destinations, being the airline connection of 18 cities and 33 countries of America and the Caribbean. Before the pandemic, however, many airports in the continent handled extreme restrictions for foreign visitors and some are still closed. As of October 12, 2020, Copa Airlines will resume international operations in Colombia from Bogotá, Medellín, Cali, and Cartagena. This will allow connections between these most important destinations in North America, South America, Central America, and the Caribbean through the hub of the Americas, located at Tucumán International Airport in Panama City. Copa Airlines has implemented biosecurity protocols to be able to continue its operation without affecting the safety of the users and employees. Also, taking into account some recommendations given by health authorities such as washing hands frequently the soap and water for the last 20 seconds, especially after using the bathroom, before eating, and after blowing your nose, causing of sneezing. As well, avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth when coding or the shining. You should cover yourself with two inside for arm with small ankle to throw after use in case of presenting the symptoms such as dry cold, fever, and sore throat that not feeling if you travel. You should visit the doctor and verify you keep the travel date of your should change it.
Measures leaving Panama. You must wear a mask at all times. When entering, the temperature will be taken with thermal imaging cameras, and all doors will have a disinfection mat. Throughout the airport will be screens informing the biosecurity measures. Okay, passengers check it at counter and kiosks. At the counters, there are marked rows that maintain adequate physical distancing. They have a barrier that prevents the user from getting too close the advisor to who attends them. It also has a disinfection plan for the counter, and I noticed that only their cash is received. The queues are out of service while signs and other measures are established. Immigration, in case of having to check some luggage, the person in charge will change gloves using a pipe for the passenger use, and finally a plan of continual disinfection in the van. Measures in flight with connection in Panama. First, the passenger must enter with the mask on and make use of this at all times. Maintain physical distance measures. Tour will be divided into groups and will be made from back to front. The passenger must make a self-boarding by placing your boarding pass in the scanning devices and show your passport to our agent at the door to reduce physical interaction. Arriving at Tacoma International Airport will take the temperature. All Copa Airlines aircraft are equipped with high-efficiency filters. The aircraft will be disinfected by an electrostatic sprayer before each flight. There will be no magazine on board or pilots, only blankets will be bought for business class on flights of 6 hours or more. The food will be prepackaged. The barrel will be reinforced with paper and so on. At departure, this measure will depend on the airport of arrival. Measures arriving to Panama. The biosecurity measures vary depending on the airport from where the flight departs. General measures divided into phases are established worldwide, such as the person will have access to the airport only if is a passenger and has a ticket. Also, any person who has an employment relationship with the company operating within the airport will be able to make the access. Also, the passenger must present a PCR test with negative result made 48 hours before the flight. Otherwise, must take a quick test and present it at the airport or at the moment of boarding clearly with the negative result. In case of a positive result, the passenger will be sent to a hospital or home to undergo the mandatory 15-day quarantine.
Taking into account that the reactivation of the different islands was a complicated process due to all the restrictions established around the world. The Panama island, Copa Airlines, managed to reestablish itself in the air world, despite the fact that at the beginning it had to through a complicated process. Due to the fact that the flight capacity in the Haden was limited, being only a part domestic flights. Even so, over 2 months it was able to establish itself in the other countries, returning to retake international routes in the countries such as Colombia, operating in the cities of Medellin, Cali, and Bogota. Focus on the importance of Ireland's regarding tourism and implying how this has affected the economy. It was recorded that Copa Airlines they need to able to start and help in the process of the economy that country decided to establish the different biosecurity protocols established by different entities whose main objective is care of the people, environment and the environment, be the personnel of the passengers. Among the care taken by the island, technological development was taken into account, which has implemented in the aeronautics, which can be seen reflected from the moment of the landing plane to the entertain of the passengers. Other protocols such as the hygienic care requirements of the people who were in the airport and airplane areas is most important. Since the passengers must be careful with respect to harms, making use products such as antibacterial gel and face masks, as well must handle social distancing. Among the information who found it was possible to result that the care of the passenger is important from the moment they arrive at the airport. Since they have to follow certain monetary parameters which established in the different regulations. Copa Airlines achieved the primary objective of the different organizations which are the care of passengers and staff so there is no greater splendid either in the destination of route of the recipient. For this reason, it has been possible to evidence the constant evolution process that the airline and had is the air reactivation is has very expensive which has a meaning to once again be the most efficient and safe transport in the world, completing with all the biosafety and security protocols that have been established around in the world at all airports and airlines.
Conclusions. The Panamanian Airlines Copa Airlines has been one of the first to be reactivated in the aviation sector and the city of Panama, as well as to implement protocols and biosecurity measures to mitigate the contagions and offer better security to passengers. This research project showed the benefits of the reactivation and the process that was carried out with the measures implemented to achieve an optimal service. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a great impact on the airlines industry. Therefore, this research showed the impact it had on the Panamanian Airlines and also how it has been able to recover and remain active in its air operation without letting the crisis to which it has been confronted affect its function and airlines. Finally, it is necessary to implement new measures making use of technology that at times is a great early to more agile and effective operation. It is also desirable to take measures and protocols of airlines that are better adapted to the health emergency, which will be of the great help to improve every day the service provided by Copa Airlines.